What's up, party people? It's Keys Dan with RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com, coming to you live and in living color from the Radio What studios. And this is my podcast, What Makes You Famous? It's an extension of the RadioWhat.com internet radio station that I've been running for quite some time. And if you need DJ services, where do I always send you? DJLittleRock.com. One more time, DJLittleRock.com. Check availability and get a free price quote. And maybe you can have me at your next event. You know I like to party with the people. The people need to be entertained. Are you not entertained? Let me entertain you. Today on the program, speaking of entertainment, my goodness, been a long time coming. I got Heidi Tann. Calm down. Yes, that Heidi Tann, the jazz singer from Manila, the Philippines, international. Yes, Heidi Tann, she's on the program today, and you're going to get to hear a little bit more about how Heidi Tann became Heidi Tann, so stick around. This week's shows, let's see, on Friday night, my usual Friday night gig, I'm at the Rab in Conway, Arkansas, the Video Dance Party Karaoke Jam. Yes, I said karaoke. You're the stars of the show. We got a little concert starring each and every one of you. We got a full bar, the kitchen's open, pool tables, pool tournament on Friday nights. So if you want to try your hand at playing pool, I encourage you to check out the Rab in Conway, Arkansas from 8 p.m. until 12:30 in the a.m. Friday night. Good times. And then on Saturday, I'm at the Cool Pool Sports Grill for their adult night from 8 p.m. until 11. We're kicking all the kids out of the pool area, and we're going to have a little karaoke jam with some drinky drinks and some good food, and just some time with the moms and dads without the kids at the Fairfield Bay Cool Pool Sports Grill. Yeah, it's good. It's good to unwind. It's good to take some time out. Hopefully, y'all can get babysitters and come out and join me and sing some songs at the Cool Pool Sports Grill Saturday night, kicking off the Memorial Day weekend just right. Yeah. All right, that's enough intro. Let's get into it with Heidi Tann. I got her on Skype, so if you're listening to the audio version, I encourage you to check out the video version on my YouTube page, youtube.com/user/KeysDan. Skyping Heidi Tann now. There. She is all centered. Look at her. She's like a professional. Heidi Tann in the house. The diva.
Oh, my God. So that is the problem. I just need to put it like that.
That's right. And, you're a Heidi diva on Twitter. I need to know, what is a diva? And does a diva have to be a diva to be the front person for a jazz band, an international jazz band? Or can you not be a diva? Tell me what a diva is, first off, Heidi Tann.
A diva has a quality. For me, diva is not to be taken on the wrong way. A diva is somebody who takes control, who puts a lot of work in what they do. So you're not going to be diva but by being spoiled. You have to be a diva by being enabled to bring inspiration to other people.
Yeah,
so
Heidi
that
Tann.
Makes you a diva.
I believe that you have to earn that, and I know that you've worked hard to gain that status. Celine Dion, famously a diva. Cher, Aretha Franklin. These are the divas that I remember from growing up, and these people had to have things a certain way. Whitney Houston had to have people had to have no smoke in the room or my voice will go bad. You want to give the best show that you possibly can. So you give them a writer and you tell them the room needs to be prepared just right.
Yeah.
So I can give them the show. Is that right?
Exactly. Yeah, that's part of being diva. Being able to bring the best of the best. Like when I do shows, I'm very particular, very meticulous on the script, on how it's going to be, the sequence of the show. And that's because I used to be a production assistant for shows in the Philippines. And that makes sense for me to become very perfectionist and trying to be organized as possible. So, I mean, it's hard. I mean, they're saying you're the diva, but I think every artist needs perfection in what, and I've heard Beyonce is the same, and so is Lady Gaga, and so is everybody's. They're very perfectionist, so that doesn't mean they're diva, but they just want the best of the best, right?
Yeah, I don't think diva is a bad word. I think diva means that you've earned the respect and you command a certain excellence when you're putting on a performance. And I know when people go to a Heidi Tann show, they're going to get that excellence, whether it be a crowd of 50 or 5,000 or 500,000. They're going to get the Heidi Tann experience in front of that band, giving the moves, not just the singing, but the choreography. You have dancers behind you. You have
You've
a show.
Seen my show.
Oh my goodness!
You've seen one of my show.
Well, that's the nice thing about this internet thing is you have YouTube and you have the ability to get a preview of what I'm going to get. What is going to get me off of the couch in front of my big screen TV watching my movie? Hey, Heidi Tann's playing in that club about a mile away. Maybe I should go see Heidi Tann. Well, what's going to get me up is you giving that perfect show, working hard to give them what they want. Okay, you're doing a lot of jazz. That's amazing. That after a long week of work, I want to wind down at a club, grab a little bite to eat, maybe a little drinky drink, and listen to some jazz. Why jazz, Heidi Tann?
Because jazz is actually, it's a food for the soul. I feel like jazz takes you to another level of life. It takes you to relax and chill and forget about whatever stress you had that week or the following week before that. It takes you to another place. That's what jazz can do to people. It relaxes them. It takes me to chill and, takes out their stress and anxiety. I guess that's what it does.
Well, Heidi Tann,
it's like yoga.
Yeah. Not only have you been in the front of the band, but you've already told us that when you were a younger lady in Manila, in the Philippines, you did work behind the scenes. How long has that been going on? Are you you're from Manila?
Yes, I'm from Manila. I'm a city girl. I grew up in the Philippines in Manila.
Now, okay, Heidi Tann. I've known a lot of people from the Philippines. I was a paramedic in the hospital down in Miami. So a lot of the nurses, for some reason, a lot of nurses come from the Philippines. Is that a thing where you get a lot of people get pushed into the medical profession, or is that just it happens to be a job that you can make some money and help some people? What is it about the Philippines and the medical profession, if you have any idea?
Because Filipinos are all about caring. So part of being caring, if you're in the medical field, you have the care quality. It's actually a marriage in heaven, right?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, the one story that I love about the Philippines happens to be a music story. I remember when Journey was looking for a new frontman, and they found Arnel Pineda in the Philippines, fronting his own band that was a kind of an 80s cover band called Zoo, right? Or Zuto. I don't know if you know anything about Arnel Pineda, but the man has a voice. You know him.
I know him. I've met him. He used to perform in Hong Kong, where I was also performing that same year. He was on the other band, but I was doing solo gig for hotels in Hong Kong that time. So I knew him that time. He was on the other club performing somewhere else.
Oh my goodness. Well, that is like a rags to riches, a success story, to front a band that's already been established. But, to come from nothing really and start to build things like you're a theater girl. So you already knew how to perform from a young age. Were you theater all the way through school? Was that your main thing, or did you have sports or reading, writing, arithmetic, or what was a little Heidi Tann like in school in Manila?
I was a Girl Scout. That was most of the time. I was a member of a cheer. I'm a cheerleader. I'm a Girl Scout. I'm a Citizens Army training. So I'm in a lot of things. But I also was actually very much an active of glee clubs and choirs, and we compete, interactive schools. We go to compete with other schools, and we pretty much win most of the time. And that was my humble beginning with music. And aside from that, I sing on programs. Every time there's like 30 minutes, let's go, Heidi, and sing us on in front of the class. And I don't care. Okay, I'll bring some cassette and sing something. So corny, but that's how it is before. That was entertainment.
But what that does, all the activities that you just mentioned are community building. It makes somebody a better person, a more inclusive person in society. Being in the Girl Scouts, being in the Glee Club, being part of all these clubs, and being the go-to person to sing, to make people happy. Hey, you know what? I'm not feeling too good. Let's get Heidi to sing. And Heidi, you're very happy to sing for people and make them feel,
yes,
they were having a tough week. And now, because they went to one of your shows, now they're not having such a tough week. They forgot about their worries for a little while. They heard a little jazz band. No, okay. Theater. You were doing theater. Did you happen to go? You had plays that you did, and
mostly musical, because I'm only singing, not acting. So, but mostly I'm active into like Glee clubs, like for choirs, and then I do dancing. I was a cheerleader, I told you, and I was also a member of a dance club and we used to perform for TV shows. So that's one thing they don't know about me. I was also dancing as much as I'm singing.
That is fantastic. See, I told you there was choreography in there. I saw you had some moves. Those videos, you have the backup dancers, but I see that you're wanting to move with them even though you're singing. Dancing and singing cannot be easy to do at the same time.
Cannot be easy, I know.
Yeah, for sure.
It's hard.
You mentioned Beyonce. We got Paula Abdul, Jennifer Lopez. These are all dancers, and oh my goodness, they dance, they sing, and you're right along with them. You're in that same group as far as I can see. A lot of times people look at, somebody's at this level or that level, or they've made it this far in their career. If you go to a local show, if you go see an artist at a club right down the street, you're going to get as good of a performance. They've been working on their craft as if you went to a concert for Beyonce or for Lady Gaga. You're gonna get the same kind of a show because you've been working as hard as them to perfect your craft. I've seen it in the videos. There's proof. There's proof.
Yeah, you've seen me dancing all along with the dancers. Well, trying hard.
I didn't go that far back into the videos. If I go far back, am I going to see a little baby Heidi Tann playing in one of her high school musicals? And what musicals did you get into?
Oh, it's pretty much like West Side Story. We would do that. We would do musicals, but it's not more dancing. But we could have actually done. We tried to do Fame, in high school. So I remember all those dancing and singing at the same time, and I enjoyed it very much when I was in high school. But I was singing since I was 5. I was in a musical family. My family were playing piano. My uncle was a piano player. My mom sang. So I listened to Ella Fitzgerald, to Nancy Wilson, Sarah Vaughan when I was a child. So how can you go wrong with those music, right?
Oh, not even a little bit you can go wrong. And the first musical that you mentioned is my favorite musical of all time, Maria. I just met a girl named Maria. Oh, I like to be in America. Oh my gosh. What
I know. I should be. Yeah, I was Maria.
Maria. It's like a song. It's almost like praying. Oh, I just met a girl named Maria.
Well, they had a movie about that. Did they just show West Side Story, the movie, a few years ago? I saw it on the screen. So they were actually doing a preview of that movie. I'd missed that. I should have watched that movie.
Well, I know the one from the 60s. I don't know the movie from 2021. The newer
they did, yeah,
the newer version of it. And did you go out for that? Did you audition?
No, I did not. probably 20 years ago I would have, right?
Oh, I think you would have been great, or you could have been Rita Moreno. Either way, you could have been the mom. Yeah, if that's what
Probably,
you have to do.
right?
I don't think you're quite old enough to be the mom. I think you could still play Maria. You could still do it.
I can still play Maria. Yeah.
For
Well,
sure.
wow, that's another career to explore aside from jazz and writing songs, right?
Yeah, don't limit yourself, Heidi Tann. I mean, there's more to you. If you have all this background, this cheerleading, that is a performance art in itself. Being in front of people, Glee Club. These are the when people want to follow in your footsteps. When somebody, one of my when my loyal listener says, "How can I be like Heidi Tann? How can I do what she does?" Well, that's what you need to do, is get involved in those activities.
Yeah.
And go out and
You
but I'm
have to.
scared. I'm timid. I'm afraid. Well, maybe this job's not for you. You need to be able to get out and be a little more outgoing. But I've also heard of artists that are very timid and very fearful in their personal life, but once they get on stage, a switch turns on and they become another person. In fact, there's some artists that give a name to the other person. Maybe they'll be Deborah when they're off by themselves, but when they get on stage, they're Fire Lady.
Fire, yeah. Alter ego. You
Right.
have something going on with yourself, right? I mean, I know it's hard to perform, but you just have to do it. Don't even worry about what people will say, because when you're on stage, you're the one in charge. You're in charge, and they're watching you. You're not watching them. So you're the one in charge, right? You have to think that way. So yeah. And don't be afraid to be judged, because who cares? I mean, you want to do your best. You're going to be judged anyway. So, I mean, you come to the point of your age that you don't really care so much what other people will say. You just enjoy everything, embrace everything while you can.
Heidi Tann,
Just embrace it.
It feels like since you were at a young age, you were the front person. You were number one on the call sheet. For Maria, you're number one on the call sheet. The only other person you could have played was Tony, and maybe that would have been a little bit more difficult, and it might have explored your range a little bit. But Maria, that's the number one on the call sheet. You are in charge. People are looking to you to set the pace, set the tone for the production. Yes, you have a director. Yes, you have a stage manager. You have other people that are involved, but they're looking to you. When did you figure out that you were able to lead the show? You were able to be the front person. Have you always been the front person?
I don't know. I just started having a lot of creative ideas. And I feel like I can share a lot of ideas, creative ideas. And that's why don't you just lead us? Because, have a lot of ideas. That's just how it came out. I'm not like, hey, I want to be a leader. No, I just want to give these ideas. No, you just lead because you seem to know how to organize these things. That's just how it started. I never actually, I want to be a leader. No, it doesn't work that way. I didn't say that. So,
some
they're
people,
the one.
Yeah, some people are thrust into leadership. I think Teddy Roosevelt said something like that. One of the greatest great American presidents, Teddy Roosevelt, said some people are born leaders and some people are thrust into leadership. Something like that. I'm paraphrasing a little bit. Sorry, Teddy. But do you think that you could be a leader even if you weren't in the music business? Even say, like there was a disaster, God forbid something happened where there was a tornado and people needed help. Do you think that you could help and get water and food and medical necessities if need be? Could you be a community organizer? Will being the front person and being the person that can take charge, would that translate into another facet? Has that ever happened to you?
Yeah, I feel like I could do this. I'm a Leo, so I'm a leader. I'm a born leader. So everything that, even in school, I was a vice president in finance department. So I was the one who organized our grad ball, and even the one who's actually more intelligent than me are the one asking me, "Hey, Heidi, you know how to do these things. I mean, you have the guts. I can't even talk on stage. You can't even talk on public. I don't even care. I just talk on pub. We don't have the public speaking ability. You do. You just have all the guts. I mean, and then my professor used to tell me, you should be in showbiz, actually. It's like, yeah, maybe. I was like 17, 18. Like, I didn't even know I was going to be singing professional.
Yeah, but
that.
even before that, you were in showbiz. You were in Glee Club. You were in productions.
I was in Glee Club.
So you were born performer, and plus, you said you had it in your blood. You had people that were in your family playing piano.
Yeah,
your mom and dad, or who was playing?
My uncle was a professional piano player in the Philippines, and he was actually mentoring a lot of great singers. Mentored them to become like famous. So he's one of that, and I'm very honored that he was the one who mentored me when I was starting in the music business. He was teaching me all these old classic pieces, like, like Sophisticated Lady, Ladies a Tramp, Lush Life, all those. People don't know that Heidi Tann knows jazz, like old school jazz. You only hear what I sing on streaming, but I can sing a phone book. I can sing a phone book. Yeah, I do a lot of standard songs. Yeah.
That in itself is an old saying. She could sing the phone book. That my grandmother used to say that to me from time to time. Not about me, but about other people. Oh, that person gets, like Aretha Franklin. That girl could sing the phone book. That's fantastic. She's got a voice.
They say that about me.
that is a high compliment. But you're. Being the born leader, being the person. Okay, let me go back with your uncle. Did you ever get a chance to do a show in front of a live audience with your uncle?
Yeah, he's performing in hotels and clubs. So we used to gig together for months. So I would travel because my life was traveling. I think I told you that at the age of 22, after I finished gigging with the band for a year and graduating from university, I was traveling to Japan, Malaysia, Hong Kong, Singapore, Indonesia, Guam. Back and forth, I was traveling. So when I come back, I would perform with my uncle, and sometimes I would perform with four-piece band, three-piece band, twos, acoustic. So I did acoustic, I did R&B, I did jazz. So big band in Malaysia. I was like with 14-piece band, with 15-piece band in Hong Kong. So I did it all, actually. I'm kind of retiring somehow in my stage, but I'm still doing music. So I feel like this is my retirement now, is music.
Yeah, what's funny is every time I think I should quit, doing what I do, being a DJ, being the radio guy, maybe I should go retire and do something else. No. Every time I think about it, because I know that this weekend I have a club gig, and one of the things that I like to do for myself is I'll play a lot of the music of the people that I've been talking to throughout the week. So, on Friday night, there's going to be a Heidi Tann song up on the screen. Oh my gosh. Especially since you have you have music videos, just a few of them, but for the most part, you have the good audio quality. And where do you get the audio quality? Where are you recording your songs? I know you have a version of Baby Come Back that we're kind of here to promote, probably the latest song. And growing up, Baby Come Back, that's a song that you can groove to, that you can chill to, that you can relax to. And you have taken that song, turned it just a little bit, made it into a Heidi Tann song. What made you want to sing that song?
I know everybody was just telling me, why did you choose Baby Come Back? Because those are like party songs I used to sing for parties, but I would make it a little faster. And I just told Bobby Gomez from the Philippines, my arranger from the Philippines, I told him, why don't we just do a minus one of Baby Come Back that I could sing for parties and shows? And then we just decided, why don't we just release this? This sounds wonderful. Actually, when we did the demo was 2021. We did not release it until 2023 because we were thinking we should add something. There's something missing. And then I met Nils last year, and we played in several shows last year. And I just thought, Nils, would you like to be part of the song? And then, this year I talked to him. I said, let me listen to the song, Heidi, and see if it's a match for my genre or if I like it, because Niels doesn't do vocals a lot. So, and then after a few days, he told me, Heidi, I love the song. I would love to be a part of the song. And I got excited.
Well, I
So
know
we
that
got
it says,
Niels.
yeah, I know that it says featuring Niels. Tell me about Niels and how you got a hold of him and what does he do for you?
Well, Niels, I met him last year in a Vegas show, March last year. We performed together, and he was playing some songs. Like, wait a minute, I know you. I know your songs. I've been listening to your song in smooth jazz. I mean, in watercolors, in other stations. That I, oh yeah, that's me. Oh my God, I didn't know it was you. Oh, I am such a fan of yours. And then after that, I got connected. We got started to get connected because Niels is from West Coast. He lives in West Hills, which is actually an hour something away from me. We're not really so far, so he can drive. And I told him, why don't? And then I had a show at the PCH Club last year, and I told him, why don't you? Do you want to perform with me? Yeah, sure, Heidi. I would love to. So he drove there and then performed and rehearsed with me. So we kind of have like we're supposed to do another show in August last year, just in a go through. And I said, oh, I would get you for another show, Niels, for sure. So I got him for another show November last year. And we became friends after that. And then I just thought about Niels should just be part of the Baby Come Back. So, and then Pete Tokar, a Grammy winner, sound engineer from Cleveland, Ohio, that I met from I Wanna Feel Your Body. He was the one who mixed that. And I said, we should hire Pete to mix this song. And then Bobby, let me get all the stamps. And then, oh, there's a problem. I lost all the stamps. My computer crashed. Oh, no. We have a problem now. So we had to redo everything. 66 stamps for Baby Come Back.
Wow.
Can you imagine how many that is?
It sounds daunting. I don't know a lot about music production, but 66 of anything sounds crazy. But having
It's crazy.
Niels in your corner, did he help you arrange the music? Because I know he plays quite a few instruments, at least guitar, but he's a music arranger as well, right?
He is a music arranger, but Bobby pretty much arranged the song, and we just want Niels. We just fill in some blank part so he could do the strumming for the rhythm, and he put the solo. But we kind of direct each other. We kind of collaborated because. What do you think, Niels? What should you do on the end part? Maybe you could put the stronger strumming on the end and make it like light. So we're kind of talking how we're going to do with the piano playing as well. So I guess that helps because I have some musical ability and knowledge that helps a little bit. That I understand how the whole arrangement thing goes. So yeah, I'm kind of actually know how to arrange songs as well. I have that ability to arrange a song actually.
Well, that's you being a go-getter, wanting to be the best of the best, be a part of it all. I can see you behind the control board, setting dials with your headphones on, going, "Oh, you know what? We should pick up the guitar a little bit. Oh, let's take the vocals, give a little bit more bass over there." I could see you doing that.
That's me.
It's good to have an engineer that can so you can set that aside. But you might be the one that helps out the next generation. That's possible.
You don't believe, but all of the artists, they're actually sound engineers as well. I mean, Bruno Mars can actually take care of how the sound should be coming out. If you're an artist, you should be able to understand how sound goes because it's actually a marriage too. You have to be knowing a little bit of sounds as well as your music. And you believe that because you're a DJ too. You have to understand how your sound goes, how your voice is going to come out and project on screen, right? It's the same thing.
I know with the equipment that I have here, I could probably bring somebody in here and they could do a pretty good demo for about $1,000. You can get a computer, a good microphone, maybe a mixing board, and do a pretty good demo. A lot of people put that do that in their bedrooms. In fact, that kind of dilutes some of the music that is out there. It's hard to discern as a consumer the quality of different artists, because sometimes you'll go to SoundCloud and they'll be the proverbial SoundCloud musician. These are people that record things on their phones. It's got, they have this desire to put things out there, but you cannot put it out there before it's time. You said you recorded Baby Come Back in 2021. It took you 2 years to get it perfected, to get it as good as you can. And, people that do anything creative know that nothing is ever finished. It's abandoned.
Nothing.
It's abandoned.
I had to re-record the final vocal stems of Baby Come Back. I think 2 weeks before Pete Tokar is mixing it. You know what, Peter? I'm so sorry. I have to rephrase. I have to change some of the vocal lays. And that night before I was going to go to the studio the following day, I couldn't sleep. I don't have sleep. So I was recording Baby Come Back with like 3 hours of sleep.
This is you worrying about Elvis Presley. And I had to say Elvis Presley, like not Elvis Crespo, not Elvis, Elvis Costello. Elvis Presley was nervous before every show.
I'm nervous,
that shows that you care. Although he might have done it the wrong way. He took some pills to make himself up and some pills to make himself down. Allegedly. But how do you cope? How do you keep yourself balanced to where you can do a show?
Sometimes I need calming tea. Sometimes I need to be hyper, because if I'm too calm, then what's wrong with her? She's sleeping or something. What's going on with Heidi? I can't be too calm because otherwise I'm going to do a yoga class, right? Not a performance, a performance show.
Well, I mean, some jazz is kind of chill, it's very chill, but some jazz is peppy. There's different kinds of jazz. It is happy, yeah. Is it what type of jazz do you like to delve into? The big band, the fusion, the straightforward like Spyro Gyra? What's your go-to?
I like at least 5-piece, at least minimum 5-piece. But if I have to do a good show, I always have 2 keyboards, at least 2 horn section. I'm very meticulous. I mean, people, 4-piece is okay, but no, this is a show. I get percussion. You got to pay more people, Heidi, you know that. But, people are going to enjoy my show because you're going to hear a percussion. You're going to hear a drummer. You have to have 2 horn, a trumpet, and a sax. So we have double key. So it makes a lot of difference when you have, great people working with you. So, and because probably I got used to singing with live bands, I will never compromise singing for tracks unless it's just a wedding. I'm just going to be, other than that, I'm not satisfied singing for a track for shows. Always, I want live bands.
Oh, yeah. I do karaoke shows every week, and you don't want to have a karaoke performance. There's nothing like a live band. And me, I don't play music. I don't have that skill. I get so jealous, but I love going to see somebody playing the drums, somebody on their saxophone, somebody playing guitar, a horn, keyboards. I have a full piano keyboard out there, professional. It's so heavy, and I cannot play anything on there. I'm thankful that there's other people in my family that can play it a little bit. It makes me feel good, but it's nothing. It's something that I never took the time to learn, and I know I probably should have, and I probably still can. But I'll never.
You can. Nothing's too late. It's never too late to learn anything. I still want to learn a lot of things actually in life. I still want to know how to run my own studio one day, so I don't have to go to a studio. So I can just actually pretty much mix my voice, and that takes a lot of work because I'm still working and promoting. Being doing self-promotion and recording, social media is a lot of work, and you know that. It takes a lot of time consuming to be promoting yourself.
That's just it. When I first started as a DJ, it was 2 turntables and a microphone. And a lot of times it was just 2 turntables. A lot of times all I had to do was play the music. And then I would have an MC. It would be a 2-person team. And then sometimes he would play the music and I would be the MC. So we kind of traded off. But then it got slimmed down to one person, 2 turntables and a microphone. I have to be the MC and the DJ, and I have to bring the lights, and I have to bring the speakers. And, so it's people start to ask more of you as time moves on, so you need a team sometimes to help you with this social media. Do you have a team, or is it all you?
I do have, when producing music, I have a team. When releasing music, I have a team for the one who does my graphic design, who does my video, and somebody does my write app. You can't do everything by yourself. So I have a great team. My sister, I have a Bruno Nessie designs my album. I have someone who does the cover for my album, and I pretty much know social media and have a graphic design background, by the way, which I know a little bit graphic design. I did learn that in the Philippines, so I kind of know how to design and how social media. It's a tech savvy thing that you have to be. It's an advantage for an artist to be tech savvy, actually.
Yeah, in any job, you want to learn all the jobs, even if you're working in retail. I worked at Kmart, a big box store that unfortunately has gone by the wayside. But I started as a cashier, went to the sporting goods department, learned women's clothing. I went to the shoe department. I learned every customer service. So in this thing that your show business, you want to learn every bit of it. Can you play any of those instruments? Have you picked up a saxophone and tried to give a little toot, or have you touched the keyboard or played a drum? Do you play any instruments?
Yeah, I play piano. I do play piano. I do. And I'm not good, but I can understand chords and notes. So, and have a my ear, have a good ear for music. So I could actually, they always say that I have a perfect pitch, because when I say this is the key that I heard, oh, that's the exact key when you're singing at. Like, probably I've been so exposed to music since I was a child. Probably that really helped. So, and I'm very particular about, being in tune when you say, oh, I'm off key, I'm half note flat, I'm kind of sharp. So I'm my worst critic, actually.
How do you know these things? When I'm watching American Idol, I can hear Randy Jackson doing the same thing. He's going, oh, you were a little pitchy. Oh, that was a little flat. You have that perfect pitch. Do you go, all right, I've seen this in the movies as well, where the person that's leading the band, that's arranging all the music, they'll go, I want to hear this. Can you make that perfect pitch with your voice?
You can, but you have, sometimes when you don't have enough sleep, because you have a tendency to be a little sharp. So that's why music takes you have to be in wellness when you perform. I don't know how people can be intoxicated and sing at the same time. That's hard to do, because how can you sing with lyrics? How can you remember your tune? If you're not focusing. I mean, it takes a lot of discipline to be able to perform on stage.
Well,
yes.
It takes a lot to have that staying power. You see some of these bands that have been around for 20, 30, 40 years, and you can see the toll, especially, sometimes a lot of the band members, you'll see that as they age, and if they're not taking care of themselves properly, you'll see their bodies deteriorating faster than maybe they should. And the lead singer used to have such a smooth voice, and I'm not mentioning any names, but people can kind of have an idea. Back in the 70s, singers had such a smooth voice, but as time progressed, the smoking, the drinking, the hard living, now it's raspy. It's a really raspy voice when they sing, and they've lost that tone. But how do you said sleep. You said tea.
Sleep.
You said what? Meditation. You said
meditation.
Yoga.
You need to focus, and you also have to be physically healthy, because being a performer, you have to take care of your body. So I try to exercise. When I kind of not eating properly. Hey, I've been not eating properly for 2 weeks. I gotta go back on my track and do some go back to healthy eating. So I gotta go back to exercise, because if you're not sleeping enough, if you're not exercising enough, then you don't have air. I mean, how can you sustain your notes if you don't have air? So it takes a lot of discipline, and you need to practice. you can't just sing today and tomorrow is your show. You have to prepare your vocal cords to be singing.
Yeah.
I mean, so you have longevity. I remember I used to sing like 5 to 6 nights a week when I was in Japan. I used to sing 5 to 6 nights a week. So imagine how hard, I mean, you have to be the staying power, or your voice can sustain that singing 5 to 6 nights a week. It's hard for 6 months. That's
goodness,
a lot of singing.
Just even talking. Sometimes I get four or five podcasts in a week. So to talk for an hour, I could not imagine projecting my voice for hours and hours and hours at a time.
Yeah.
It's got to be a toll. When you get done, are you just quiet? Do you go to your room and turn everything off?
People don't understand when you're doing show. Hey, you didn't talk to us. I mean, we're actually sitting there. But when you're doing a show, you can't be blah, 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 blah everywhere, because you got to reserve your voice. They think you're just a snub. Hey, you didn't actually greet us before the show. You were hiding. But we're not supposed to be talking before the show. Because otherwise, by the time there's a show, we have no voice anymore. Mm-hmm. We can talk to you after the show, but during the show, we have to be quiet.
Yeah, there's a lot of times, after I've been listening to music for 4 hours, straight, I'll go to my car and let it be silent on my drive home.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And just kind of get in my inner peace. Yes, I have to pay attention to the driving, but I kind of halfway meditate while I'm going home. Okay.
Nice.
Exercise regimen. Yes, you need to be in shape. This is good advice for my loyal listener that wants to know how to be Heidi Tann. Stay in shape. Are you lifting weights? Are you maxing? Are you bench pressing? What are you doing?
I do. I walk. I brisk walk, and sometimes I do cardio, and I do some. It's flexibility. You have to be like flexible, and you have to have the cardio. You need cardio exercise, because when you're singing, you're dancing, especially when you're moving around, and you don't want to be dancing. You're grasping your breath, right? Like, what's wrong with, she can have a heart attack or something.
No.
You don't want to sound like you're catching your breath when you're singing, right? And to me, it's like being an athlete. I mean, singing and athlete, they go together. They have to be disciplined, right? I think it's the same thing.
Well, I hear so many times where these singers will get on stage, and even musicians in general will get on stage for 3 or 4 hours for a show, and they come off and they're 15 pounds lighter. They've lost all their water weight.
Yeah.
So yes. And the first thing you want to do is get off the stage and drink like a whole pitcher full of water. Look, because it's so important to stay hydrated. But my goodness, so my goodness. Well, was there any other thing that you wanted to be when you grew up? But you said you studied graphic design. Was that something that you might have?
That was just a side thing that I need to study, because I like arts. But I studied business. I studied business administration, marketing, and finance. But I kind of like theater. Even when I was actually in college, I wanted to be part of the production. But my mom said, "There's no money in production, Heidi. You got to go into business school." Okay, but I really want to do a production like mass communication. But look what happened to me. I still have passion for it. I mean, I still have passion for production until now. See, I told you, Mom, this is what I want.
Well, that's just your parents looking out for you. They want the big jobs, doctor, lawyer, nurse, even. These are the jobs that are pretty much guaranteed. Business person, CEO of a major corporation. But okay, the other thing that I was listening to is you're going through all of these countries, in all these Asian countries. I didn't realize that the Asian community was so tight. You started in Manila, but you said you were in Japan, China, where
Malaysia.
else? Malaysia. You went all through.
Indonesia.
Oh my goodness. And you got to meet up with so many people and making fans along the way. All these shows, this is building a fan base. Do all of these people still keep in touch with you? in social media. That's another nice thing. Even though you're not close by, they can still keep in touch with you. With the social media, do you still get questions from people? Hey, I was at that show, back in 2005 or whatever.
Yeah, they do. Even in Guam, I still have connect with musicians. I still connect with musicians that I know in Hong Kong, in Malaysia, in Japan. We were actually sent because we have booking agents in the Philippines that sends us to. And they actually scout for talents. They go to Philippines, to Manila, and scouts for artists. And we were just the one presented by agents. So would you like to perform in Japan for like 3 to 6 months in this club? Sure. I was young. I was 22. I was adventurous. Let's go. I'm ready to party. So I love traveling because I was able to learn a lot about their culture, their language, the food. That's the most, the most experience that I will ever treasure in my life is my traveling, because it's something that not a lot of people can do, because you travel for free. Your airfare is free, your food is free, and all you do is sing at night. What else do you want in life? You're like a princess, right?
See, you're looking at it from a different angle. I'm looking at it, you're giving them value for the time and the expense. Yes. They want Heidi Tann. They see something in you that is worth sending you out to Japan and playing for a few months, and they know that they're gonna be making bank. Because you are a wonderful sensation. You've practiced hard, and you're going to give them a good show. So don't look at it as you're getting sent for free. No. You're giving them value. For a lot of people say,
I know, I was just kidding.
Oh, but no, I get it. But how often do you get asked? And I know even though you've been doing this for years, how often do you still get asked, hey, can you do this show for free for the exposure? It'll be good for you.
Okay, yeah, why not? If I'm not busy, why not? But right now, life has changed because I'm working in a corporate job right now, and I don't really have music as my full time anymore. Unlike before, I do that for charity, for fundraising. I can still sing and perform, and I do donations too. I could do that, but I can't be available everywhere. To perform in all parts of the state. I can't do that as much as I used to. And that one is like 6 months straight in one place only. I'm not going from one place to another. So it's a contract. So I just sing there every night and sing, for lounge, for 4-piece band, jazz band. It's very nice. It's a very cozy place, like a steak jazz place. And you just pretty much gig every night.
Well, I'm not
for 3 sets of 45 minutes.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about charity. Some people want you to play their backyard for free. The charity is a whole nother thing. If you find a cause that you believe in, if you feel like you can help to raise some funds for them, my goodness, by all means, do it. If the people have been good to you, you've given them something and they've given you something back. By going to your shows, buying your records, buying your merchandise.
Yeah.
That is, but to give back to the community, of course, that's one thing. But
for church too. For church, I do help the church a lot, where I'm actually a member of a church. So we do a lot of fundraising as well.
That's sweet. How has your faith has been with you your whole life?
Yes, I've always been a Christian. I was Catholic, and I was actually a born Christian when I moved here, United States. So, nothing has changed. I still have God as my savior. So he has actually kept me my sanity.
It's good. It's nice to have something to believe in. It really is. Something to guide you in this crazy life of ours. Now, when did you move from Manila, or from the Philippines to where you at? California somewhere, right?
California, Los Angeles, actually. I came here early 2000 to do a show. So I was actually sponsored by Lions Club to perform in Vallejo, California. And then after that, I came back, and then I decided to reside here 2006 because my sisters said you should just live in the United States because I'm living here, so you might as well work here. So I started working in a law office, and I was just singing on the side that time for parties and with bands. So I still didn't give up singing. I'm still singing. The moment I moved here to United States permanently, I was singing on the side every weekend. So
Oh yeah.
it just didn't leave me. I was just still active.
Well, a lot of people have day jobs, because that's the insurance. People, my loyal listener, you don't know if you become a singer. Sometimes you don't have insurance. You don't have that ability, so you have to get some kind of a day job that's going to help you pay for the insurance. Now, when you said you came over and you were helping the Lions Club. I was a member of the Lions Club down in Key Largo. My grandmother's still in the Lions Club. Their big charity is helping the blind. I know that they get dogs and guide dogs for the blind. A lot of times their little clubs, they will get glasses for people that are hard of seeing. I don't know if you were involved in any of that when you came over and helped out the Lions Club that one time.
No, I just don't know. It was just a project that they were doing fundraising. So we're just doing the show, and the benefit would goes to a lot of charities that they're doing projects that time. But definitely that was a fundraising show that we did when I came here to Vallejo that time. It's not a profit; it's a nonprofit show that we did. So.
See, yeah. and you're a fine, upstanding member of the community. I can tell. You give back. You get. And you give back. You help yourself, and then whatever you have left, you give back. That's what we're supposed to be doing in this world of ours. Take care of yourself, and then take care of your immediate family, and then take care of the people in your community. That's something that you're doing, Heidi Tann. It's great.
I think you come to a stage in your life. It's what is the purpose of you existing in this world? There has to be something, right? I'm a singer. I've been releasing my songs right now, but there has to be more than that. There must be a purpose while I'm being seen on public and my songs are being heard. Maybe there's more of my voice that needs to be heard aside from singing, right? Maybe I could inspire someone, Well, I feel like I could bring inspiration to a lot of people.
Once you get a platform that has a lot of following, then you have the power to help or hurt. And people, say you have thousands of followers on your Twitter feed, and you could say something on that Twitter, and all those thousands of people will see it, and it could be something good, or you could be something bad. You have to choose what to put out into the world, not just your music, but also with your words. And I don't know. I didn't see a lot of the, I haven't had the pleasure of going to a live Heidi Tann show. Between songs, are you telling stories about the songs, or are you going song to song to song? Do you talk to the audience a little bit?
I talk, and I told them how I started singing and what made me do music, and my inspiration, the people that I followed. So the people that actually go to my show, they know me more or less, not personally, but they know my personality, because that's why I actually draw a lot of, they get drawn into my personality because they see a positive vibe on me. And, I get a lot of messages on Facebook or Instagram that, you kind of inspire me, because that makes me feel like it's never too late to follow your dreams. And I said, it's never too late. I mean, I'm just here if I can do it, anybody can do it. I'm just an ordinary singer from the Philippines. And then suddenly I'm being heard, in other countries, and, my song is being heard. And who would even think that, I only want one station to play my song when I release my song first. Hey. I never knew, I never knew that this is going to be happening. So never see this coming.
Well, you say that everybody can do it. Not everybody can do it. Yes, I have a karaoke show. Sometimes I'll sing a song from the 80s. That, I'm class of 86. I grew up in the 80s, so I know that music. So I'll find a song that I know by heart, and I'll sing that song very poorly. Not Heidi Tann quality, By no means.
Oh,
Definitely.
well, you don't have to be a singer. You can be a poet. You could be somebody else. I mean, you don't have to be in the arts. You could be something. But I'm just saying that you have to live your dream. You have to pursue whatever your passion. If you like to paint, if you want to write, right? I mean, everything that you can that you're passionate about, just go for it. It's never too late.
Okay, you've inspired me. My song on Friday, and I hardly ever sing at the karaoke shows. I always want everybody else to sing, and I'll play music I'll play some Heidi Tann songs between the singers. But you're inspiring me. I'm going to sing "Girl from Ipanema." I saw the video of you singing "Girl from Ipanema." That is the running joke. Whenever you get in an elevator, whenever somebody gets in an elevator in the movies, what is playing on that elevator? Probably "Girl from Ipanema." Why is that one of the greatest jazz songs of all time? Why?
And Jobim rocks because Antonio Carlos Jobim is a man, so he has brought a lot of class in samba and bossa nova. And bossa nova is something that I live with my life, like being in the beach and listening to a lot of bossa nova gets me going, right? And I like to dance a lot. That's why I like the bossa nova beat as well. So, yeah, I love bossa nova.
Well, you mentioned that you need at least 5 pieces, and 2 of those pieces needs to be a keyboard. And I know that one of my favorite functions on the keyboard that I have is being able to press the drum beat, and there is the Bossa Nova 1, and sometimes Bossa Nova 2, and maybe 3, and maybe 4, and I get to play that, and it's got such a happy beat. I did a wedding back in 2005 for the lady was from Brazil, and the man was like a Southern guy from Georgia or whatever. And let me tell you, that was one of the greatest weddings, with that samba, with that bossa nova, with that oh my goodness, it was like a carnival, just the flavors. And I could see Heidi Tann singing in front of that carnival music. Have you done festivals like that? Big festivals?
I did festivals, yeah. I did festivals, and I actually and I'm actually going to Hawaii next month to sing for a wedding. So I feel like I'll be. It's a wedding. It's in the beach. The wedding's going to be on the beach.
I want you to look at the undershirt that I have on. It says,
"What's that?"
It says "Hang loose."
Hang loose. Oh gosh!
Look at that.
That's amazing.
I didn't even know you were going to Hawaii. It says "Hang loose." This is my shirt. This is my shirt from Hawaii. Have I ever been to Hawaii?
Wow.
No. I had some friends that went to Hawaii, and all I got was this T-shirt. I'm jealous of you. You're going to Hawaii. Now
I'll get you a shirt. Let me get you a shirt.
I heard a long time ago. I was asking a friend of mine from there. I said, "Is it Hawaii or Hawaii?" And he said it's Hawaii. And I said, "Thank you." And he said, "You're welcome."
Okay.
He pronounces all his W's like V's. Oh, well. So I still don't know.
Oh, funny. Well, I like to live in the island. I used to live in, I told you I used to sing in Guam. So Guam is like a mini Hawaii. It's like an island. So island life is different. It's very laid back. Everybody just go to the beach weekend and barbecue. And just, that's all they do. Then they're happy. So, and then, people eat a lot. People go to the beach surfing, swimming. That's all they do.
I lived in the Florida Keys for a long time, and I loved it. So talk about island life. I did a lot of weddings down there. It's a destination for people to go do their weddings. So I had I was playing at the Marriott, playing weddings, which is right on the Gulf of Mexico, right on the water. People, have their ceremonies out there. So talk about laid back and feeling good and feeling that vibe and that water, that ocean coming up. I'm here in Arkansas. I like it. It's nice, but I don't have an ocean. I don't have salt water blowing in my face.
You don't have salt water, yeah.
There was a time I went to the Pacific too. I've done parties in LA and San Diego and Bakersfield and a lot of places up and down the PCH, up and down the coast there in LA as well. But I miss the ocean. I miss the ocean breeze. I mean, how often do you get to go out to the water and just?
I'm very close to Seal Beach and Huntington and Newport because I live in Lakewood, so I'm 20 minutes away to Seal Beach and Huntington and Newport. So I can just drive there in 20 minutes. I'm in the ocean, so I get the sea breeze a lot here. So that's very fortunate for me. I mean, I'm very blessed to be in California. So we have the good weather here at least. Well, it's become really chill. Lately it's been raining, but for the most part we get a lot of sunshine here.
Well, Heidi Tann,
and heat. It was
Heidi Tann, I see you have an extra room there. I'm packing my bags now, and I'm going to stay right there in that room right behind you.
Let's go. I mean, come over.
Hey, don't say that.
Yeah,
don't say
you
that.
can crush anytime. You can crush. I'll clean the room for you.
All right. My goodness, Heidi Tann, this has been a long time coming. I'm so happy that I got a chance to talk to you for a little bit, find out. I mean, we only scratched the surface of who Heidi Tann is.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. I mean, I know that people need to go to HeidiTannMusic.com and find out everything. Did you design that page? I love it. I like an artist that has a really good website, and you have a really good website. Who designed that for you?
I like the yellow color. I want it to be bright. So I designed the pink and yellow. I don't want it to be dark. I want it to be like bubbly and bright. So I designed it yellow and pink. So Heidi Tann Music.
I was kidding. You did design that?
Yeah. Me and my web designer, we kind of decided on the color of the content. So yeah, we kind of collaborated and I have a friend from my friend who does the update because I can't do everything. Like, hey, Libby, can you update? This is what's going on. I'll send you all because I don't have time to do everything because I'm doing music promotion. So the website, sometimes I just, delegate. Delegate is the key. You have to be able to delegate. You have to know how to be able to promote your song on streaming. You have to know how you can get royalties. There's a lot of music. I mean, music is business. I mean, it's not like singing. I mean, in the recording, you want to make money. You have to learn how to make money on music. It's not like just gigging. It's like how you can, monetize. Well, that's a lot of ways.
Yeah, that's something that kids don't learn in school. They don't learn how to manage their money. They don't learn how to take care of themselves. They're going to get robbed blind. This is not show friends. It's show business. And, you have to learn how to manage money. I'm glad that you have at least a bit of a business degree that you're able to kind of navigate through the world. If people offer you a contract for one thing or another, you're able to look at that contract and go, yes, or I don't think so on this one. I'm going to have to pass. I don't. Yeah, I'm glad that you have that head on your shoulders. You're a very smart person.
I'm just trying to be able to survive. Otherwise, if I keep singing for free, that'll be broke, right? Because how can you make music? You can't tell your recording studio, hey, can I just sing it for free? Can I pay the artist for free? Can you just do the drums for free? No, you have to pay everybody.
Yes.
So you got to make money out of the music because at some point you're going to be broke. You can't continue music. So. And then I still need to work, of course, because otherwise you can't fund it. I mean, until the time comes that, it's going to work for you and you can do it full time again.
Hey, the word starving often precedes artist. So I'm glad that you're not a starving artist. You seem like you're prospering, and that's a good thing. I know I've taken some time from you, and I don't want this to be the last time. Okay. I don't want this to be the last time that we talk. As time progresses, if you have more things to promote, I want you to come back anytime you want. I mean, hey, I'm going to follow you around in your social media. I'll be stalking you myself. But tell people, how do you want them to connect to you, and what kind of gigs are you open to go for, and are you into collaborations as well?
I am open to collaboration. Actually, I have a lot of projects that I'm working on with several artists too, and I might travel to Atlanta. I might do a show in San Diego. Hope you can fly and you can watch. And I'm planning something, and and in Hawaii next month. So I'm planning it, but I want to release more music this year because last year I did Good Vibes and the remix. But I was aiming to release at least 2 to 3 songs this year. I mean, I was kind of laid back on releasing last year, but because I was busy doing shows last year. So it's just so hard to do both and then working at the same time.
Well,
So, I mean, I wish one day I can retire from day job and I can just do music full time again.
well, that's
right?
that's the normal cycle of a band. You know, they'll make a record and then go tour for that record for a few months, and then come back and make another record and then tour. That used to be the way it is. You tour for a year, you make a record.
I used to do that. Yeah, I used to. Yeah. I miss doing that. I miss touring because I miss traveling, and I'm actually aiming to go to Europe this year. I mean, to do a couple of shows or meet my producers there. Because one of my producer, Michael Garvin, we might do a song because he actually wrote a song for George Benson, and we might just do a remake of that song from George Benson that he wrote for George Benson in the 80s. So isn't that exciting?
It is exciting. You're doing songs from Player, Baby Come Back, and now you're doing ones from George Benson. Oh, yeah. Give Me Tonight. I'm thinking, Give Me the Night? No. What song would it be, George Benson?
I don't know. Secret, because we're still working on it.
All right.
I know. Give Me the Night. I know. That's a Quincy Jones composition, you know. Robert Temperton. Oh, my God. Give Me the Night is Quincy Jones. That's amazing, right? That song. Yeah.
Well, I encourage my loyal listener to follow you around on your social media and go to HeidiTannMusic.com. All the links are in the show notes right there, right below.
Everything.
Everything's going to be right there.
And you are the man. You've been helping me from day one. Oh, my God. Dan is so sweet. He just played my song from Here Is Where We Meet. That is, you're the only rare people who still plays my EPs. And that's something, I'm very grateful to you. Like, not everybody plays my EP from the first one. And you're one of the people who plays all of the songs from my first album. That's incredible. Well, my goodness.
That's the thing about being the music the coordinator for my radio station. If I like it, I play it. If and I figure if I like it, somebody else is going to like it. They're going to listen. They're going to go, huh, that's pretty good. Who is that? And they'll look at my Twitter, and who is that? Oh, it's Heidi Tann. I'm going to have to go buy that record. Yes, go buy that record. Yeah. And, give shout outs to people that have helped you along the way, and then we'll close this thing up.
Well, I would like to thank, for my first album, it was Rex Salas who helped me out. Rex Salas is the one who produced Vanessa Williams' first album, and he was the one who helped me promote and make my own album. And from Pete to Alan Litch to my DJ Blue, Mike Harrison to Bruno Nesky, Tony Garvis. Everybody on the project. Bruno Nesky, my sister who does my write-up. My daughter who helps me with the social media and write-up as well. My mom, a rock star, my promoters, people like you, all the promoters that promotes my songs, and the followers. And incredible, Heidi Tann music is heard all over the world. Who would even think that's going to happen in 2023, right? So it's a miracle. It's just incredible. I'm very honored to be heard all over the world right now because of you, Dan.
Not just
You're
me.
one of the keys.
That's me, Keys Dan from the Florida Keys.
You're the Keys, Dan.
Yeah, from the Florida Keys. Now you know. Now you know why it's Keys Dan. But oh my goodness, so happy to be a part of it. So happy to promote good people. I can finally. I get to chat with you, and I get to find out what I already knew. You're a good person, Heidi Tann, and you keep on doing you keep on putting it out there for the people. All right, I always finish these things off with last words for the people. It could be words to live by, something you heard a long time ago, maybe a mantra that you wake up with every morning, or just whatever pops into your head at this moment in time. Heidi Tann, give the last words for the people.
I feel like you should believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, who would believe in you? So it has to start within you. You don't chase, you attract. That's my mantra is you don't chase people, you create something for people to get drawn and attract to you. And that's how it goes, and it's working. So you just have to feel the energy. In the morning, pray and meditate. It helps you a lot. So just believe in yourself and do not give up, because one day it will happen. It's not going to happen today. It's not going to happen tomorrow, but it will happen. Just keep on doing what you think you're passionate about. And, and may God bless us all. That's all I can say. And sharing is caring. I mean, share, help people.
Well, there you have it, party people. Heidi Tann. See, I've been following you around, Heidi Tann, for quite some time on your social medias and watching your videos. And I knew you were a cool person. I knew it. Diva's not a bad word. Diva means you're a perfectionist. Diva means you want to give people a good show. And if to give that good show, you have to have things a certain way. And that is awesome. That is important. I've been looking for a roadie since 1986. Nobody can set the equipment up the way I like it. I like the microphone over here. I like the speakers over there. I like them covered. I like the lights set up here. I like the screens. I like all this set up just right. You like your horn. You like your saxophone. You like your drum, your some kind of percussion. You like a keyboard, probably 2 keyboards. The right kind of microphone. You like things a certain way. That's how you're going to give the best Heidi Tann show that can be given. And the people will get what they came for. That's fantastic. Fantastic, Heidi Tann. I expect to see so much more great things coming out of you. I'm going to keep my eye on your social media and on your webpage. Make sure, my loyal listener, make sure you go to HeidiTannMusic.com and, visit. You'll see, a lot of the music is out there. There's places to buy the tracks, support Heidi Tann for sure. It's amazing. From the Philippines, from a little place called Manila to the world, Heidi Tann. You did it. And you're doing it. You're still doing it. All right. Thanks so much for being on the What Makes You Famous podcast. Did I say podcast? Podcast. That's it for this edition of What Makes You Famous. Now, if you, my loyal listener, if you'd like to be on the program and tell your story, I encourage you to give me a call, 501-470-6386, or email keysdan@aol.com. That's it for me. It's Keys Dan, RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com. Peace. 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 I'm out of here.